teaching one student Last Train Home, which was one of the main tunes that basically that record when I was 15, I think I heard it, and that got me hooked into jazz. And I remember I started playing jazz, and then one drummer that I played with, I was like 16, he said like, "Man, it's an impossible drum part to play for 5 minutes." And
Yeah.
what's the story behind that track? I mean, and you playing that tune, you sounded you're so in time. It's like a robot. On the other hand, it's so musical. Musical. How did that tune happen, and especially the drum part? I mean,
Well, Pat and I sometimes would get together, just the two of us, just to jam. I mean, that's how some of this stuff for First Circle came about
really?
too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and also even Imaginary Days. So that one was just that just came about, and then the train beat just kind of happened. And so when you do that, I mean, it's not hard for me to do. You know, I've got good chops, and it's a matter of like sort of like a marathon where
Exactly.
the first 20 miles are easy, and it's the last six that can get to you. So I tell people that say if you're starting to like if your left hand's starting to get tired, so just concentrate on your right hand, or just concentrate on your feet, and then so that it's mind over matter and just relaxing. But yeah, you can't skip a 16th note. I mean, you just have
Exactly,
to.
man. It's like 6 minutes of
Yeah, yeah. And I've
shit.
done that live with other bands. I guess people always want to see if I'm going to fall over, but it was part of the gig. And what's funny is like there's a new album that'll be coming out with Fareed Haq. I know you know
Sure,
Fareed,
yeah.
and it's called Off the Rails, and the name of the band's Wertico, Hawk, and Gray. So it's me, Fareed, and Larry Gray,
Yeah.
and the tune "Straying Off the Rails," which is the first tune, is actually kind of it's sort of a Last Train Home thing, but in a funny way where it starts going off the rails and then finally it just falls over. Yeah, you'll have to hear it. It's a
Sure.
really funny track. So you got the chicka 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 chicka, and all the chicka chicka chicka, and then it gets back on the rails and then off, and that's sort of the melody. And I wrote this impossible kind of lines. Fareed can play it. Fareed, the piano player Fabrizio Moncada too, he can play it. But I play with some people, they just can't play the head. I mean, it's too hard for them. And then so it's just a short head, and then we go into sort of like a free improvisation. But that's called straying off the rails. Because I'm into trains. I mean,
Sure.
obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, no, I love the track, man. Like, really. I remember clearly thinking always, like, man, it's minute five and you're still like there. Like, it's like shit,
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
many
it's like,
tracks actually with Pat, like with that intensity
yeah, I mean,
you
that was
brought
my
it up in.
job, it's just to
Yeah.
play in time and
Yeah.
keep the energy going, and not get off with the sequencers if we were doing that or anything
Yeah.
like that. But back to Last Train Home. I mean, when our daughter got married in Italy last July with a fantastic wedding, that was the tune that she wanted to walk up the aisle with
Oh
me.
wow, man. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
so I cut it. I cut the guitar solo out because the song was too long with the guitar solo. But that was one of those things. So I was honored that she liked it so much.
Oh man, the drums make the track actually.
Thanks, thanks. Yeah,
Real.
I should have gotten writing credits on it, but drummers don't ever get credits for writing
Yeah.
anything unless they write the
The
melody or the
melody, yeah. Sure.
harmony. Yeah, but mostly the melody or the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's so weird, isn't it? I mean,
It
think
is
of all
actually, if I
the
think about it.
famous songs that the
Steve
drummer.
Gadd, like 50 Ways to.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Leave
not a
Your Lovely.
composer there, like co-composer, right? And the drums are basically half of the track, in my opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
but
And I mean, and if you can hear like an intro to something on drums, you would think that should be copyrightable because
yeah,
it's the same as hearing a melody or hearing
absolutely.
someone sing a lyric. But, you know, well, that's the other thing. I mean, teaching so much, which I love, you start realizing that in Western culture, even when I taught this blues class, I mean, Western culture just looked as the two out of the three important musical elements is melody and harmony. And that rhythm was almost like for quote unquote primitive people. you
Yeah.
know, until they try to start notating it, you know. So we're still kind of living in that kind of, I mean, it's you know, frame of mind, which is sort of, for me, it's a drag, man, you know. I
It is.
mean, I mean, there's bass lines sometimes like money, money, money and stuff where bass players get credit if they're given credit. And then there's also bands too. I think doesn't Coldplay,
Coldplay share equally everything.
yeah,
Yeah,
equally, right.
25%, which is, you know,
It should be like that if you're in a band, really, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
I mean, but the Beatles didn't do that, the Stones didn't do
yeah,
that. And I guess I could understand if someone's doing all the work and writing all the songs, not to share it all equally with about everything. But in general, if the musician's sound is integral to the
yeah,
music, it should be, I think, rewarded similarly, you know?
yeah, yeah.
But no, you know.